All right, also, just in the last 2 hours, a 16-year-old has been sentenced for the stabbing death of Naima Leggon. Leggon was stabbed outside of a DC McDonald's last summer after a fight over sweet and sour sauce. Glad you're with us tonight. I'm Adam Longo.
And I'm Simone D'Alba. A judge sentenced the teenager to the max. She will be in custody until her 21st birthday.
Delia Gonsalves is live outside DC Superior Court, where the victim's family made impact statements today. Delia, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Adam. It was a long and very emotional day in court. We heard those impact statements, as you said. We watched a 4-minute tribute video to Naima. We reviewed surveillance video from that night, text messages, and even the police interrogation, all to bring us back to that 40-second fight outside of the McDonald's that night that ended in a deadly stabbing. You know, Naima's mom tells me she wanted her daughter's killer to be charged as an adult for first-degree murder, but if you remember, the 16-year-old cut a plea deal with the Attorney General's office back in December for voluntary manslaughter, and today, just hours ago, the judge sentenced her to the maximum restricted commitment until she's 21 years old. Naima Leggon broke curfew that fateful night in August, leaving her hometown of Waldorf for a house party in D.C. Now, the group of girls went to McDonald's on U Street after the party. Prosecutors say even though that verbal argument started in the car over sweet and sour sauce, the 16-year-old escalated things by stepping out of the car, initiating a fight. 3 girls, including Naima, started fighting when the 16-year-old, we're told, pulled out a 7-inch pocket knife, according to prosecutors, and started swinging it towards Naima. You can see this in that surveillance video. The video shows the girls retreating back to the car when the 16-year-old grabs Naima by the arm, turns her around and stabs her in the chest. Now, the defense says the 16-year-old was triggered by what she perceived was a 2-on-1 fight, was reacting to a series of traumatic events that she experienced a month before the assault, including a death that was very close to her. The defense argued that unprocessed grief caused her to lash out. They wanted to give her 1 year of probation in order to give her wraparound services in the community. But today the judge said, listen, this young lady is going to need intensive therapy for several years before it's safe for her to go back into the community.
Form of justice was served today, but really not justice at all, really, because we still don't have her.
I'm afraid for my kids' safety in this area at this point. I don't feel like there's much faith in the judicial system and people in the world. And I think kids that get a slap on the wrist have no reason to not do the things that they're doing in the city right now.
I can tell you the judge even got emotional at one point, and of course that led the family to get emotional and break down, seeing the judge reacting to pictures of Naima in court. The judge delivered her sentence and in part said, quote, "It is hard for me to understand how someone with no criminal background, with a good support system, could so viciously and brutally murder somebody, ostensibly a friend, over sweet and sour sauce. It's hard to make sense of it." That's the very latest here outside of DC Superior Court. Delia Gonsalves, WUSA 9.
Boy, it is hard. You just feel for the family in this absolutely senseless, horrific act. Delia, thank you.